All right, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you. Let's see, today is Thursday, February 19th, 2026. It's 7:30 p.m. We're here at the Newbury Municipal Offices, 12 Kent Way in Byfield, Mass. We're in the second floor hearing room, and this is the Newbury Zoning Board of Appeals meeting, public hearings. I am Eric Spahn. I'm the chair and a voting member. We have our excellent assistant, Chrissy Beaupre. We have a voting member, Mario Carnavale, next to me. We have associate member Michelle Wheeler. We have our new associate member Joshua Walker, and we have our voting member Jack Kelly. And Larry Murphy is not here for our liaison for the planning board. So as we get started here, we have some new business, and the new business is that we'd like to welcome our newest associate member, Joshua Walker. Do you like Joshua? Do you like Josh?
Josh is fine.
Josh. Great. So that brings us, keeps us at 3 voting members, and we have now 2 associate members, which is great. Now I can take a vacation and so Josh, hang on, Josh, so you're an associate member.
Correct.
An applicant will present, we will all discuss, we welcome your input and your discussion. At some point when we close the hearing and we make a decision, then the 3 voting members vote.
Excellent.
But you're welcome to, and we'd like you to participate as much as you can during the hearing and the process.
Awesome. I'll do that.
All right. So with that, I will open the meeting and open the public hearings. Can we read the first one in?
Sure. Okay, Michelle Locanzolo, 25 Harvard Way. The applicant is requesting a special permit finding for relief from section 9-4D5C01, increase in footprint, and 02, increase in height of the Newbury zoning bylaws and any other permit relief as may be required under the town of Newbury zoning bylaws to allow the proposed use project for additions, renovations to the existing dwelling, which consists of an expanded deck, screened-in porch, enclosed entry stairway with mudroom, and a new exterior stair up to a roof deck on the property located at 25 Harvard Way, Plum Island, Newbury, Mass. 01951, Assessors Map U01, Lot 154B.
And this is a continuation from the public hearing where we made a draft or a motion to draft a decision. We have the decision. Did you guys get a copy of the decision?
Yes.
Okay. And so I got a copy of the decision, and I added one thing back to Chrissy. I don't know if you.
She pointed it out before the meeting, and we're fine with it.
Oh, great.
Yes.
She's too efficient.
Yeah.
Okay. Has everybody read the decision? Does anybody have any comments, questions, edits?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's good. The highlighted yellow is what was added after you guys got the copy of it. If there are no questions or comments, is there a motion to accept the decision as it is written?
I'll make a motion to accept the decision as written.
Great. Is there a
Second.
Jack, seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Oh, I do. Let's make it official while we're doing this.
So are we signing those tonight, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
We are. Again, Chrissy's too efficient.
I can stamp them in Monday, get the letters out to the abutters to start the appeal period of the 20 days, and then advise, confirm with Jeff that it was done, and that starts it. And I'll count out 20 days after that.
Okay. Michael and Michelle Mercurio, 7 Exeter Way. The applicants are requesting a special permit finding for relief of section 97-4D5C01, increase in footprint, and 02, increase in height of the Newbury zoning bylaws, and any other permit relief as may be required in the town of Newbury zoning bylaws to allow the proposed use project for improvements to the existing non-conforming single-family dwelling, which will consist of an addition of a second story, a roof deck, and the conversion of the bottom level of the house from a living area to a basement area to be used exclusively for storage and mechanical equipment on the property located at 7 Exeter Way, Plum Island, Newbury, Mass. 01951, Assessors Map U01, Lot 91, and this is also continued from
It's continuing from the last meeting,
Yeah.
from last month.
to another date,
Yep,
January 19th.
15.
thank you. So again, we received this by email. I had a couple of comments going back to Chrissy. Chrissy added them. They're yellow.
Jeff dropped off all the revised site plans in the letter.
Yep. Picked those up the other day.
I don't have to say anything if you've had a chance to review what we've submitted. I guess I will just highlight that we did make some improvements to the project based on the discussion we had at the first hearing.
Yep.
We reconfigured the deck to expand the setback off of the property line. We also reduced the size of the existing shed. We cut it in half, which actually also increases the rear and side setbacks associated with the shed. And these are improvements that reduce lot coverage, increase setbacks, and so on balance, it's an improved project, and we're hoping that you see it the same way. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that, I didn't think much to bring it up, but I do appreciate you bringing it up because it is everything that we had talked about. So we appreciate the willingness to work with and comply with recommendations in terms of what we feel needs to be done by law. Does anybody have any discussion or wanna?
I like the project, it's a good project, big improvement, in favor, and I think I agree with you that Counselor and his clients did a good job, and just that, I'm just still, and I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but I'm just still, I still hung up on the basement a little. I look at the rear elevation, and boy, it sure looks like 3 stories, not even counting the roof. And then I look at the drawing, and the drawing says the existing is a story by definition.
Yep.
We all agree with that.
Correct.
And the proposed basement is, the existing basement is proposed not to be a story by definition.
Right.
So just help me with the thought process.
Yeah, no,
Going through this.
No, I appreciate the scrutiny and thought that's going into this. So the reason there's a shift in the status of that basement from existing to proposed is because the existing basement currently barely meets the calculations for a story above grade. So in the definition of that phrase, you run this calculation about how much of the basement is, if I get it right, it's something along the lines of 6 feet or more above the finished elevation around the perimeter of the house. So the existing basement, even though it's only 6 feet 6 inches in height, it has living space. That doesn't really, as related to the story definition, it meets the definition of a story above grade, just barely. In the proposed condition, in addition to stripping out all of these sort of living facilities and really converting it to a mechanical storage space only, we're also adjusting the grade along a portion of the building, on the driveway side of the building. And that small adjustment tips the calculation so that in the proposed condition, less than 50% is more than 6 feet above the finished grade. Andrew, is that an accurate description of how we made the adjustment?
Yeah, if you see like the proposed basement and first floor plan, you'll see the little garden up to the doghouse right there. That's a retaining wall. We're lifting the grade, plan on planting it, and that's kind of creating that grade difference.
So it's the exterior grade that's being, is it raised or lowered?
Raised.
Exterior grade
In the
is being raised.
bottom left corner.
The exterior grade is raised to lower the basement.
Essentially, that's right, because the calculation is based on how much of that. So, remember, this basement it's on an elevation supported by retaining walls. So the calculations associated with story above grade, that definition in the zoning bylaw, are on the site plan. And I don't know if you saw those, bottom right, you'll see the existing basement story calculation there.
I do see that.
And then to
Yeah,
the right of that is the proposed basement story calculation. And if you scrutinize those calculations, you're gonna see that the calculations are such that we barely meet the definition of a story currently, and once we make that small adjustment to the exterior grade, it no longer qualifies as a story above grade, and therefore it's defined as a basement. So it's a close call. I mean,
Who figured that
Yeah.
out, the legal counsel or the site guy?
that was more. That was teamwork.
Teamwork. huh?
Teamwork.
Nobody wants to take credit for it.
No,
Okay.
Andrew, I'll give credit to Andrew on that. No, that's definitely Andrew came up with the.
Didn't
Fair
know who it
enough.
actually
Sorry,
was,
Andrew.
but-
That's right.
I'll take it.
Well, that was a good explanation. I didn't
Yes.
understand it before, now I do.
Sure.
So that said, I think I'd like to take a moment and add number 7 under specific findings, just to say something like the proposed project will revise the exterior grade, and therefore, something.
You could say renders the lowest level a basement and not a story above grade or something along those lines. Yeah, in our application package, to avoid confusion, I was referring to that bottom level as the lowest level, which is currently a story and is proposed to be a basement,
Not a story.
not a story. Right.
I didn't like the suspended basement.
Yes. Yep.
Because we do have those, and we've approved them before, and they're usually hanging from a structure raised on piles,
Yeah.
you know, mechanical room or something. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, thank you very much, Counselor.
Sure.
If I may read something, see
Sure.
your opinion here?
Yeah.
So adding number 7, the proposed project will revise the exterior grade so that the lowest level is not calculated to be a story above grade per the definition.
That sounds great. Yep.
Someone else wants to pull the files and look at plans and wants an explanation, then there's an explanation.
Yeah.
You get that? Do you want that?
You gonna give me that?
I can rewrite it. Why don't you give me your report?
I was just gonna- Thank you.
Is there any more comments?
Good catch, Jeff.
So the proposed project will revise the exterior grade to be higher so that the lowest level is not calculated to be a story above grade for the definition.
That's fine. Yep. I should just note that I did mention the adjustment to the grade in my cover letter with the original application. We weren't trying to,
No,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the clarification, and we asked for some clarification on the plans. I
Yeah.
think we're here just trying to understand that the clarifications that we were talking about were all made.
Is that under 3, findings and
No,
determinations?
it's under 2, under your specific findings,
Okay.
number 7, defined. And then I don't think it needs to be put back to the decision because it was just part of the
Okay.
discussion, right?
Yep, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Good. Are people good with the yellow text that was added? It's just clarifying that the FAR is over instead of just listing it as being slightly over. You know, that was my reasoning or my understanding of what I thought about it.
Yep.
Okay, and then we're gonna add that last sentence, or that last part, 7, under number 2, special findings, to clarify the basement.
Okay.
With that, is there a motion to be had to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept the motion.
Yep. From table.
And I'll second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
thank you.
It passes, thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good, how are you? Good. Yeah, it's done, yay.
I know. Good.
Yeah, it's no swamp.
I'll keep you in the loop as I get it done.
Okay.
Are we gonna review the, something from?
Oh,
Do you
Yeah,
take some
but I'll
pictures?
bring that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Oh my
Thank
God, I will see you out there. I'll
Good.
come beeping by, you'll come for a ride.
I will.
We'll have fun.
Yes, we will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Wait a minute.
That's exactly, they work with us.
She's gonna take everybody to Plum Island for a ride down the river.
Never gave me a packet break.
All right, it
Do
just,
we wanna sign
No, mine.
7?
oh, no,
Not yet?
no, I just had the sheet, I just lost the sheet.
I have another one. I'm gonna-
Oh, I got the sheet.
Visual stuff, which is really hard.
Lot of people.
Paperwork.
Get over here.
Yeah, well, like, you know, just got a cape, you know, a modernistic thing, and that kind of stuff, that's hard. We're lucky that we have a couple of architects on there, Michelle and Aaron. Good at that.
Okay, so after we sign that, then there's one more. Oh, so there's the Cricket Lane updates and there's the certificate of approval for minor modifications. I'll start with that one, with the minor modification.
So, if you're interested in viewing any of the inspection reports, the peer-reviewed reports from our peer reviewer, Joe Schwerka, I have all of them, because we are now processing, I'm helping planning process his invoices for services. So we have build updates on all the houses, there's building permits for 10 of the homes now. 2 of them have been lotteried off for low income, and there's gonna be 2 more or 3 more coming up. So Kristen just wants you to know, if you wanna know anything about the project, we can get you any information you want.
So Joe was hired as a conservation engineer to review the project. And there was some questions like, do we want him to continue to review? And it's like, well, we're not gonna go out there and review it. So
Wait, which one are we on, Cricket Lane?
Cricket,
Okay,
yeah.
You
So,
mean review in the field?
yeah, review in the field, and if there were reports where they submitted something about tests that were made, or grading, or silt, or density of whatever,
Yeah.
they go to a professional that knows how to read them, look at them, check them, validate them, instead of us. If you want to see that, it is all available. I said we don't need a copy of everything ourselves to see it.
Yeah.
Like it's on record, and we can get to the record.
Okay.
Kudos to Walter Erickson, excuse me for interrupting.
Yep.
And we get a lot of complaints about trucks running over lawns and tearing up grass. Walter is spot on, right on it. He gets his contractor out there, they take care of it, and they address all the concerns. He's been outstanding, so.
That's good, because the 40B, do you know what 40B is, Josh?
I do not.
So under Massachusetts state law, you can apply to mass housing to do a project, and by submitting the proposed project that will include low-income units, you can then build more units, and you can get around basic zoning bylaw, and the ZBA becomes the permitting authority. It doesn't go through a normal process of, because if it went to the building inspector, he'd just deny it, and it would end up here anyway. So it comes before us to review the whole process and the whole rigmarole, which is a fairly big deal for 24 houses.
What is the onus from the state in terms of how much affordable housing has to be built every year? Does that factor in? Can they use that as leverage?
The town is, and I don't know the numbers, but the town is supposed to have like 12%.
I think it's 10.
10, and we're at like, I don't know, 2.9.
Yeah.
So by not having 10%, if the town had 15%, we could tell him, no, we have enough, but we don't, so we can't really stop it, but we could do the best we can to package it. It's probably good that when it is, I don't know, maybe May or something like that, when it's slightly warmer and it's not mucky, that we all make a meeting and go out there on Saturday and actually look at what we approved and understand with the site plan what this actually looks and feels like.
Yeah.
I think that would just be a helpful experience, and it would be helpful to hold a meeting in order to do it together.
The houses are closer than they looked on the plans. When I drive by out there,
They always
they're
are.
close.
Yeah, I made a Saturday stop to walk around when the first
It's pretty
3
dense.
houses were there.
I saw that.
The undulation of the grade is more than expected. The filling of the dirt and then boulders is interesting in terms of what the land was like. And construction has that way of looking very big and then all of a sudden looking very small and then looking reasonably big again. So.
How do we compare to other local communities in terms of percentage of affordable housing that's mandated? And does it make, because of home prices in Newbury, kind of almost a target for these kind of development tactics? Or is it everyone kind of below the threshold locally?
Most of them are, and if you're a bigger town like Andover, then you might have an ability to do it. The other thing is that if your town, and through the planning department, through their master plan, has a program and they can say that we are, I don't know, we're in the process of modifying zoning in order to rezone several sections of town that would allow this to be or happen, or the town has procured land available near the commuter rail, and the focus of this land will be to promote more income housing, and you have a plan in place, then you have another leg to stand on to check somebody for coming in and doing stuff, because you could say, we have a plan, thank you. But if you don't have a plan and you're under the 10%, it's kind of hard to fight the system on what to do.
Rowley has an interesting one going on right now where they've planned 1,500-ish units off behind the police station off of Haverhill Street.
Yep.
And part of their pitch is, Rowley has, like we do, 2 or 3% affordable housing. You let us get these 1,500 units and then you'll have 15% and no one else can come back with you for it.
Wow.
Okay,
Is it-
back there, where the
that-
dirt bikes back there.
That was gonna be a racetrack. Is that where the racetrack was originally gonna
I
be?
think that was further down closer to the golf course, but this is, they call it Silver Lane, where this one is, it's.
Wow.
Right near the police
Near the
station?
police station, yeah.
We have 64 homes at 34 Central Street.
Certain
That's
towns,
all of
developments
them.
actually
So percentage of that will also be,
We'll go up.
because they
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
once they
We'll go up.
approve so many, the
That's the
people
end.
after can no
What's
longer
going on
apply
with that
for
project?
40B, because they've reached their maximum.
Right.
There's some towns where
there's
like,
concerns about
there's a
safety,
couple
concerns
lined up,
about the road,
and the
and how
ones at
they
the end
want
are
to
probably not gonna
fill in a
be
wetland
approved for
crossing.
40B,
So of
because
course the state's more
they'll be at
involved,
the maximum
I
rate.
believe,
But-
and they want to make it one way.
Not
So you'd have to
much.
go across Pearson's to be able to turn around. So,
Probably gonna say yes.
still,
Interesting. That makes sense in some way, because it's pretty
They
big.
can't say no to them. Once they,
Yeah.
40 feet is hard to say no.
Yeah.
This one that we have, Cricket Lane, I mean, that's a swamp up there, and if conservation.
They fought it for 2 years on vernal pools, and they eventually got it.
Right, it's hard to say no to a 40B.
You can say that about 40B. I mean, they, usually the developers, the good developers will try to work with the town to make sure that, you know, they're taking into consideration what, you know, the residents are asking for, and at the end of the day, they can pretty much do whatever they want.
It abuts the Jay Burns wildlife, like, people are hunting on the other side of the wall. So, but it's a piece of property and you figured out how to make it work, so there we go.
Do we know what percent complete they are at this point?
10 building permits in out of 24 homes, 24
Yeah, not
homes.
quite halfway.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
And they're going up fast.
Yeah, that was surprising when the first ad came out, I almost fell out of my seat. It's not the same.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Okay,
All right, that's Cricket Lane. The last thing is for the Sunset Club, we had discussed, took us several meetings to get there, but they requested a modification to the plan for the enclosing the louvers. We had great debate on that, and to sort of finalize that and memorialize it, it's not a decision to say, but a certificate of minor modification to a special permit decision. This format comes from the planning board, and so that's the template, and then I drafted this. Basically, there's a paragraph describing in detail, which is pretty much exactly for our decision. Then there's the applicant has made a request, and then there's a sentence about the board finding that the requested modification to be minor, no significant interest to the public, and it was not inconsistent with the terms of the special permit. So this finalizes our modification decisions. And all decisions we now have in the back, not just if there are any modifications made, but if there are any modifications made, the ZBA has the ability to determine whether it is minor or major, and that clause has been added to all our decisions. So we now have it clearly in the decisions, and this is kind of the format that we would take to do it.
To approve a minor modification.
Yes, yeah, we would issue. And so this came about because Kristen from the planning board said, we're having a planning board meeting and we kind of want to know what you guys decided. And it's like, oh, we decided. So I need we can figure out how to do
Break
it.
something up.
So that's what this is. So this is like a template going forward. I tried to keep it to one page and not make it overly verbose, but and then I said I was going to draw a detail, and then I added the specification and language and an image that they had provided as the backup piece to it.
I'm really glad you did that, because I think we might have objected otherwise, because you sort of nailed down the dimensional requirements, which is good.
Which is how the whole discussion unfolded in drawing that little section in front of them. And I think the language says it, so.
Is this gonna be like over the whole sand area? We're trying to visualize where it's gonna be. It's gonna probably.
So when you drive into Plum Island and the Sunset Club is on your left, this is gonna go right next to the Plum Island Turnpike there.
It's like where have you been there? It's like
Yeah.
where the boat is.
Yeah,
You know where the boat
yeah,
is?
exactly. I can envision it.
it's gonna be parallel to the road.
So they wanted to do it the other way, and by doing it the other way, they were blocking the sun and the rain from coming from the predominantly westward direction. But the thought was that you would have this big roof as you drive onto Plum Island, all you're gonna see is a roof. And by turning it this way, you at least see a gable, which would be more in keeping with the house and visually as you're passing by it. And they agreed to that, and then we had great debate on what is open or not open. And they had someone doing renderings, but they didn't really have an architect that was cranking out plans and details that would have moved this along a hell of a lot quicker. So that's that.
One of my questions sort of for the board on this one is, it says, in the second paragraph here,
Yep.
the gable ends of the pavilion with louvered wood panels painted gray. My only, I'm not a huge fan of this whole, this whole louvered thing.
Yep.
So, knowing that it's going to be there though now, I would see it as it actually being become like an element where they would paint it maybe a bright color, so it'd actually be more interesting. I don't know, do we just wanna leave the painted gray part out so that they could? This is a question, right?
So-
Is it too,
This is done,
did we say painted gray?
yes.
Or we told them painted gray already?
Well, I think they submitted and said they would paint it gray, and
Paint it
so
gray, okay.
that's what I picked up on, and that's why I put it in here.
Okay,
So they can come back and try to, if they think that's a great idea or they want to do that, they can ask.
okay.
They can just go do it, and then if someone needs to call the zoning enforcement officer, which is the building inspector, and see if he wants to call it out. gray is, if they put it up and it's wood, and the wood was unfinished and untreated, it would turn gray anyway.
Yeah.
So I think this proceeds, and once it's up, if you really have a strong opinion, you could always go there and say, hey,
You're like, I have a
this would be good if
suggestion.
this was margarita.
Have a suggestion?
Well, you know, the fact that it's there now, let's try to at least make it into something that's a little more interesting and
Yeah.
fun, but,
And,
Do you have a comment about the backing, not behind?
well, I think it's sort of important to add that they can't put anything behind the louvers, just because it came up a couple times in our conversations.
Oh, you mean like a screen or a mesh or something?
Well, or even something solid.
Something
You know, if the
solid.
rain was still getting in, you know.
I think we'll live and learn and cross that. And I guess my
I think
experience
I
on
know
this.
who would call to complain about that.
Hmm?
I think someone will call to complain about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring it
If
to our
they,
attention.
if they put something up here.
Yes, they would definitely call.
And I think the next time we get someone that gives us renderings, which we're done on a free software, we might say like, look, can you just hire somebody and this will go a lot quicker if we get a professional.
You can take some pictures
With
and
a detail.
talk chat a little bit.
Yeah, otherwise you kind of sort of, but not really doing it, and it
Takes a lot of time.
it's taking a lot of time. It's the same thing when someone does like a hand-drawn sketch and they think like that's what they're gonna present to us, and they don't wanna pay the $1,800 or the $2,000 for the surveyor, but
Yeah.
it's kinda hard to look at the details and get the right dimensions if it's not done that way. So, that's Thursday night. All right, our next meeting is in March, and we have, what's on tap?
So, 15 Sunset Drive is finally coming through for their special permit request. So, in Josh, in your manual, I added the 2 variance requests that came through zoning last year for 11 and 15 Sunset. The applicant wanted to make both lots more equal, so we could divide them and build a new dwelling on 15.
That
Wait, sorry,
Mr.
Eric.
Fandetti wanted to take 2 lots and divide them, but 1 lot was small and 1 lot was large. And we had discussion about, was that in keeping with the neighborhood, and asked them to show us the different size lots in that area of Plum Island. And then it came back to say like, the thought was, okay, that was great, we appreciate that, but really, if you're gonna subdivide the 2 lots, you gotta make them more equal. You can't make a small lot and then make a big lot, and then put a bigger house in the big lot, and then tell us that you wanna put a normal house on the small lot. Just make them equal, and then you can put a size house that's appropriate per the regulations on both. So, the 1 lot on the right is slightly bigger because the Dartmouth Way is an unimproved way and doesn't actually exist, only on paper. And so we asked him to swing the property line a little bit so that the driveway on going to Sunset actually made it to Sunset and wasn't totally on Dartmouth. Because technically, he didn't have access to a legal frontage. The fact that it's not, it's pre-existing non-conforming, but, so that's where we are now, he's going back to the house. And we won't discuss it now, but review it and we'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
So he wants to build it on 15, not 11.
So, just to clarify, the lot line issue has been resolved, we're all set with that, we've done that.
He's all
Right.
set with planning, they had the A&R plan endorsed and the lot line adjustment plan, and that will probably be included.
So now it's just,
He's got 2
Just
lots,
15.
they're slightly different sizes, and he's gonna put a house on one or the other, and we weigh that house just like we do every other piece of property per its size,
on its merits.
per its merits, per its neighborhood, that's it.
Very good.
Okay? All right, we will see you in March.
It's Eric's birthday today.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We got you out early, so you can go
I
and
Yeah,
know,
right.
we'll celebrate.
Push
Only
it.
All right,
worked
I'll make a
13-hour
motion.
day today.
Oh, yes.
close the meeting.
All right, is there a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.